What is up? What is good? How's it going? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Maya. Today on Books and Good Vibes, we are going to be doing a book haul. My first book haul on this channel, actually. Basically, what a book haul is, in case you don't know, it's just me talking about a few books that I've gotten over the course of however long. In this case, it'll be over the course of December and January. And it's not going to be like a humongous stack of books or anything. It's just a few that like when I went to like Barnes & Noble a couple of times, or like that I got as gifts for Christmas. And I am actually very excited. Like I've never done one of these before. And I'm excited to share what books that I hopefully will be reading at some point. So the first book on here was a gift from my sister, and it is Arch Enemies by Marissa Meyer. If I'm being honest, I watched her put this in the cart to get this for me. On another honesty note, I haven't even read the first one of these. Like I bought the first one a while ago because like I love Marissa Meyer. The Lunar Chronicles, which I also haven't finished, is still one of my favorite series. It's so fun, and Marissa Meyer's writing style is so like fast-paced and interesting, and so I want to own all of these books. Like look at this cover. It's so good. It's so pretty. Like I want, like it needs to be on my shelf. It just has to be. But basically what this book is about, I guess I'm not gonna tell you what this one's about because it's a sequel, but the first book, which is called Renegades, basically it takes place in this world where superheroes or like people with powers is a normal thing. It takes place kind of after the world kind of goes into ruin, like it goes into chaos, and people with powers kind of start running amok and taking things on. And there's this group called the Anarchists that like their ideal society is that like people with powers aren't oppressed, which is what causes the world to go into chaos in the first place. And so they're taking a stand and they're kind of asserting themselves as the alpha group. But then this other group of super people called the Renegades come and they're like, no, you guys are bad, and they start fighting, and in the end the Renegades win. This isn't spoilers, this all happened, like this is all explained at the beginning. And it's basically this story where this girl who's an anarchist, like she's infiltrating the Renegades in order to try and bring them down from the inside, and it's like super interesting, and there's like a love story in there. Like I'm obsessed. Like I've started the book multiple times, and Adrian, who's another main character in the story, is my favorite part so far. He's just so cute and charismatic, and I just can't deal. Hopefully soon I will read the first book so that I can read this one and it'll make sense that I have it in the first place. All right, the next story is another Christmas present from my sister, and it is Miles Morales, Spider-Man by Jason Reynolds. And my reasoning for getting this one was because I love Miles Morales. Like he's my favorite Spider-Man because, you know, he's a black kid, he's a black superhero, and like growing up I didn't know very many of those, so it was super cool. And also it has like, it's by Jason Reynolds, and he's one of my favorite writers. Like I've only read Long Way Down, which is a verse poetry collection that he wrote, and it's so good, and I'm like, I trust him to write pretty much anything at this point and I'll be obsessed with it. So yeah, I got this, super fun. I don't think it's YA, I don't know, but I have this now and I'm excited. The next books are books that I got, or this month, in January, that I bought for myself just because I have no, like if I have money, some of that money is gonna go toward books, period, especially if I end up at Barnes & Noble. It's just how it is. So one of the first books that I got this month was The City of Bones by Cassandra Clare, and it's in this super pretty edition. And a lot of people are gonna be like, well, like why would you spend money on The City of Bones, or like how do you not already own this? I technically own it on Audible. Like I purchased the audiobook for it years ago because I wanted to listen to it, and I've tried reading this book so many times, and yet I convinced myself not to purchase it. There's no reason why I didn't already have this book. Like as I said, I just kept, every time I saw it, I'm like, oh, I can get this one, and then I'll finally have the drive to read it because it's staring me in the face every single day on my shelf. But like I didn't, and this time I finally bit the bullet and I bought it. One, because I just really want to one by one go through and buy all of these covers so that I can have the spine image on my shelf, because it looks so pretty and I need it. Basically, this one is about a world where there are these people that have angel blood in their system, I'm pretty sure. I think that's how it works. And they have the ability to fight demons and travel between realms to fight these demons and talk with fae and stuff like that. It's very urban fantasy, super fun. I've literally been trying to read this series for years. I have never gotten past this first book. I even tried reading the prequel series at one point, in which I was enjoying and getting through even more so, but then had trouble with the audiobook. But in conclusion, like, I know for a fact that I will enjoy these books. Just from like the covers themselves, I know it's something that I would like. I just haven't pushed myself to do it, especially with all the hype. And then the longer I wait, the more books come out in this like world, and it stresses me out. So I finally bit the bullet, bought this gorgeous edition with Jace Wayland on the cover. Like, look at him. And then like I'm buying it one at a time, even though I could buy the whole set, but I wanna go through the process of buying these one by one so that I can like slowly build up the little spine image that's on there, and like I'm way too excited. The next one that I bought actually on the same day as City of Bones is The Knife of Never Letting Go by Patrick Ness. Like, this was like totally on a whim. I bought this one solely for the fact that they are making a movie for it, and it is a movie starring Tom Holland, aka the other Spider-Man that I'm obsessed with. Like, I don't know how to exactly explain it, so I'm gonna read you the little synopsis on the back. So, Prentisstown isn't like other towns. Everyone can hear everyone's thoughts in an overwhelming, never-ending stream of noise. But in a town where privacy is impossible, there's a secret so awful that Todd, still a month shy of being a man, must run for his life. But how do you escape when your pursuers can hear your every thought? Like, that's pretty much the idea of it. It's very interesting. Like, this cover is super pretty. Like, you can't really see it because of like the lighting, but like there's like words embossed over the actual title. The concept of it is really interesting, but I'm also like slightly regretting getting this book and not having like opened it and read a few pages, because like I started reading it and the way it's written is very, very slang filled. Like, the way this town, like the way they talk, is kind of like very country, and they have a lot of way of slurring their words, and it's a little difficult for my English brain to comprehend without getting frustrated, and like that's not how you say that kind of thing. Like, if somebody was talking to me like that, I wouldn't be annoyed, because I'm like, that's just how they talk. But reading it, it's breaking my brain. So we'll see how this one goes. The next one that I bought, this one was actually on a whim. Like, there was literally, like, I was talking to my friends about this, like we were just having a conversation, and this book came up, and I was like, I don't know how I don't have this. So I purchased it like while we were still talking about it, and it is the Zombie Survival Guide by Max Brooks. And the only thing of Max Brooks that I know of is, like, it says on the cover, like, author of World War Z. I've just always been fascinated with the idea and the concept of zombies in our world, in the zombie apocalypse, and I constantly get into conversations with my friends and my family, and like, this is like the zombie apocalypse, like this is what I would try and do in the zombie apocalypse. Like, I have teams set up, like people that like I trust is like, okay, you two are on my team, you are probably gonna die, so like, bye. You guys need to be like in a safe space. Like, we talk about this all the time, but I actually have never tried like researching zombie apocalypse. I've only, like, the only things I know are from movies and like 2 seconds of World War Z that I started reading, which I will read eventually because it's like one of the zombie apocalypse books. But yeah, so I bought this. Hopefully by the end of it, I will have an idea of how to effectively survive the zombie apocalypse. Yeah, catch me like highlighting and tabbing this book all the way up, and this being the most annotated book I own, and it's about something that could but probably won't even happen. But it might. But it won't, but it might. And the last book on this list, or in this haul, is Not Even Bones by Rebecca Schaefer. I think I'm pronouncing that right. What this one is about is, it takes place in this world where there are humans, and then there are supernaturals. And the supernaturals are basically like, they're humanoid supernatural creatures. So like, you have unicorns, but they look like people, but they have like obvious differences, like their skin tones are different colors than normal humans or things like that. But like, for the most part, they look human. And so without, like, if you didn't interact with them or know them well, you wouldn't know that they are these supernatural creatures. Some of them eat pain and some of them actually eat people, and it's just this super interesting world. And it's about this girl named Nita. She works with her parents in this black market business of like dissecting and selling parts of these supernaturals, and she's like the person who like cuts them up and packages them and gives them to her mom. Her mom's like her mom and her dad are like the ones who sell it, and it's super interesting. And the way I found out about this book was through Webtoon, which is this webcomic site, and apparently the author got together with an artist and they're publishing little webtoons of the book. So like it's going through like the series of the book and like publishing different pieces of it in chronological order, but as a comic. And I thought, and I was reading it, I was like, this is really good. Like it was definitely like different like than something I would normally read. Like I'd probably watch a show about it, but it was different from something that I would normally read. And I thought it was really, really cool. And then I found out that it was based on the writer's book, and I was like, that's cool. And I saw it in Barnes & Noble, and I'm like, oh, I gotta get this. And then like it's a series, as you can see right there. And so I was like, well, I have to read this, and I'll probably finish the book more likely and quicker than I would like going on Webtoon, because I literally never go on there. So this is very exciting. I'm very excited. I already started reading it, and I honestly feel like if I sat down with this book, I could get through it. It's my cup of tea. That is going to be all for this video today. I hope you enjoyed my little mini book haul situation. Let me know what books that you've gotten lately down in the comments below. If there are any books you recommend, if you've read any of the books that I hauled today, and what your thoughts on them are. If you liked this video and want to see my pretty face again, please like and subscribe to my channel. And yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next video.